The Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG is one of the most expensive card games to play, but with websites like Nikijo Collectibles, Cherry Collectibles, and Australian Yu-Gi-Oh! Auctions, most of the cards you need are only one mouse click away. But what would happen if these sites just disappeared and we were left to source our cards only from sealed product? Rather than relying on these sites, we'd be relying on nothing more than the luck to pull the cards we need to complete our already bullshit expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks. Over the coming weeks and months, starting with nothing more than 3 structure decks and a budget of $60 a week, I am going to build a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck with the goal of reaching the Oceanic World Championship qualifying event. Stick around to see me waste hundreds of dollars, open a ton of sealed product, and hopefully kick a few butts along the way. This is Sealed Only Yu-Gi-Oh! The Shaddoll Showdown. Alright guys, this is episode 8 and we are cracking into another box of Duel Only. Right in front of you, there it is. This one has to have that Anaconda in it. Not only are we opening up a Duel Overload, but we managed to squeeze a special edition of Ignition Assault into the budget this week. The Duel Overload, I got a new shipment in for $45 a piece, which was absolutely amazing. $15 for the Ignition Assault special edition, so there will be no carryover for next week, but we're not going to need it because the Anaconda is in this Duel Overload pack. I'm not going to harp on what's in these boxes too much. You've pretty much seen every card except for Anaconda over the past few weeks, so let's just crack into it and see what we can get. You probably are aware that the Ignition Assault Special Edition is the last special edition that Konami are going to be giving us, so let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about that. Are you a fan of the special editions? I know they don't have the Starlight rares in them, but it's always been a thing. People think that the ratios in the special editions are often a lot better. So we have our giant card. I'm going to have a guess and I'm going to say it is a Cyber Dragon Infinity. We got the lucky card here today, folks. We need that Verte Anaconda. 6 packs. Slap them down. Let's crack open the special ed as well. These things don't matter. Let's have a look anyway. We got the Goki Destroy Soldier and Goki Guts. Good to see Goki support in 2020. Not like that was a degenerate deck back in 2018, 2019, was it? Yeah, right. So 3 packs of Ignition Assault, 6 packs of Duel Overload. Let's crack in. Remember, Ignition Assault, we're looking for that Cross Sheep and of course Lightning Storm, but yeah, we know how our lucky pulls go. Let's start with a pack of Duel Overload. Remember, the good cards always at the front. We're going to put it to the back. We have a Witchcrafter, Madame Vere, the Last Warrior from Another Planet, Bloom Harmonist, the Melodious Composer, Malefic Tune, and a Mayakeshi Mayhem. Yeah, we are off to a pretty shit start. Let's get into Ignition Assault. If we could get a Cross Sheep out of the first pack, we will be cheering. What do we need to do? 1, 2, I think it's 3 to the front. Blah. Rubbish, 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 and rubbish. Wow. Alright, 0 for 2 there. Let's get into another Duel Overload. There's got to be an Anaconda in here somewhere. Hey, I would even settle for an Infinite Impermanence. Hope you didn't see that. We've got Paleozoic Dynamiscus. That's a pretty good card. We got an Umbrella Chick. Gigaplant. Looks like a giant zucchini. A Destiny Hero Celestial. And a Chocolate a la mode. We can't play that shit on the deck either. Let's just pile up the garbage. Let's get into another Duel Overload. Good card. Hopefully to the front. We have a Starfire. Chaos Goddess. Firebrand, Hymnist, Salamangreat, Almirage, and another Union Carrier. This is like Union Carrier number 3. I don't know why we keep pulling this one. Why? But fair enough, it'll do. Let's get into another Ignition Assault. Cross sheep, cross sheep, cross sheep. Come on. Let's not worry about putting the 3 to the front. Let's just have a look. Thunder Patrol, no. Code Talk Inverted, no. More rubbish. Dual Overload, here we go. This is pack number 4. We are getting down to the wire here and I am not impressed. We have a White Mare. Deck Lockdown. Hysteric Sign. Scrap Orthros. And Crossroads Dragon. Man, what is this? Haven't seen this card before, but it's actually nothing that I want to be pulling out of these packs. Let's get into another Dual Overload. We're going to finish on the Dual Overload because that last pack has to have something good in it. We have another Scrap Orthros, a bird wearing a G-string, Alien Shock Trooper, Dark Anthelian Dragon, and Sky Striker Ace Kikari. Why the hell do I want that? Man, this is some bullshit. $60 every single week to pull a snake and we can't even get it. Okay, last pack of Ignition Assault. Come on guys, hit that like button and bless these pulls. We need that cross sheep straight up right now. There's no cross sheep in here. And there is an ultra rare. I guess that's better than... No, I'd rather probably get kicked in the nuts. Last pack of Dual Overload. Let's put the good, well, supposed good card to the front. Back. White Mare. Compulse. Cubic. Causality. Vanity's Ruler. It's not blue. This is garbage, guys. We have another Chaos Dragon. Legionnaire. I guess if we decide we want to run 2 copies, we can consider doing that. But all in all, this is some more bullshit pulls. I think the luck needs to start changing soon. I actually don't know if there's anything in these pulls that we can use in this week's video. Let me go and have a look. I'll see if there are any changes I can make, and I'll see you on the other side with the deck update. Okay, so after a little bit of testing, I think I've nailed the deck for this week. With this week's pulls, we can add a couple of more defensive traps to our lineup. So that means I'm going to have to take a couple of cards out. The 2 cards in front of you are the cards that are going to be taken out of this week's deck. I was finding in the past that if I was using Pot of Avarice, it was too late in the game, and more often than not, I was going to lose that game anyway. By taking this card out, not only will I be relying on a quicker finish to every single match, I will have a little bit more defense in the card that I've put in. Shaddoll Core is also going to be taken out of the deck this week. While it did come in handy in recurring some of my spell cards last week, I feel like that it's still a little bit slow. I was able to send it off of Squamata a couple of times and utilize its effect that way, but in terms of special summoning it as a monster, it didn't really do too much in that regards. I would much rather a couple more defensive traps that I could put into the deck. I'm going to really quickly go through this because there are only 2 changes to the deck, so please bear with me and I'll get this done fast. We are running 3 Squamata, 2 Aerial, 2 Hedgehog, 2 Wendy. The one-offs are Beast and Dragon, and also Caius. Caius will be the next cut. I don't think there was anything in this week's opening that really would have helped me out there, and she still is a light target. So until I get the extra clowns, this card's going to be staying in the deck. We are running our 1 copy of Chaos Legionnaire, our 2 copies of Performance Trick Clown with our 1 Damage Juggler. We still need that 2nd copy of Damage Juggler. We have an Armageddon Knight, a Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, single Mathematician, and our Wizard Buster to round out our monster count. The spell cards haven't changed either. We are running 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 3 Super Polymerization, 3 El Shaddoll Fusion for our fusion spells. We're running 2 Allure of Darkness, and our one-offs are the single Foolish Burial and the single Deck Lockdown. I am considering removing Blackwing Zephyros the Elite from the deck. That means I could probably take Deck Lockdown out as well, because I'm only using this for the return to hand purpose. Our trap card lineup is the only lineup that has changed a little bit. We now have 2 Shaddoll Incarnation. We're still running the 2 copies of Necrofusion, the single Solemn Strike. You've probably seen already, but our 2 additions to the deck are a single copy of Compulsory Evacuation Device with a single copy of Paleozoic Dinomischus. I'm not going to take you through the side deck because it is exactly the same, but I will take you through the extra deck just so you know what we are working with. I don't think it's in order from last week, so I'll do that as we go. We are running not 1, but 2 copies of El Shaddoll App Cologne. A single copy of El Shaddoll Annoyatalis with the 2 copies of El Shaddoll Winder. A single copy of El Shaddoll Grista. A single copy of El Shaddoll Shekinah with, of course, our triple deck mummy El Shaddoll Construct. Our Link Monster lineup is a little bit interesting, I guess. We're running the single copy of Bajinki Ahashima, a Shaddoll Construct, a Salamangreat Almirage, as well as the Union Carrier for our Wizard Buster play. We're running a single XYZ monster, and it is Digusto Emerald. In the future, we will be looking at changing Emerald out for a Performage Trapeze Magician from Clash of Rebellion when we do actually go chasing those extra clowns. That is the lineup for the extra deck. We do have time, so I will take you quickly through the side deck for this week. We have been playing our extra copy of Shaddoll Dragon with our 3 copies of Lost Wind. We're running a single copy of Phantasme because that's all we have, with the single Saravas because that's pretty much the only hand trap we have at our disposal. We're running the extra copy of Shaddoll Incarnation for when we do actually get told to go first. I am thinking of cutting this out and maybe putting some more back row removal in. We have the Kaiju Interrupted Kaiju Slumber with a 4 Kaiju package, including 2 Jizukuru, 1 Gadala, and the single Dogaran. Rounding off our side deck is Twin Twisters. Let's see how we go this week. We are playing in the second face-to-face tournament since the lockdown's over. I didn't want to make too many changes because we did have quite a successful week last week. Stay tuned for the duels. Wish me luck. Smash that like button and let me know what you think in the comments about this week's deck profile. You're probably sitting in front of your phone thinking, what, the recap's here already? What happened to the duels? Well, when I left for the tournament on Saturday, I made a bit of a rookie error and I left my tripod and my filming rig on my desk. So there is no live duels this week, but I can take you through the recap for the episode. What I thought I would also do is give you a look through the binder that we've been making so far, just to show you the kind of stuff that we've been pulling from our openings. We're certainly not going to just yet make up the value that we've spent, but there are a couple of nice cards in there that hopefully you will be able to enjoy. Like I said, we are 8 weeks in and I just wanted to take you through the binder so you can have a look at the stuff we've been picking up. I hope that the glare isn't too bad. I will try and position the folder so we can avoid it. I haven't organised the binder too well yet. I'll wait till we fill it up a bit more. As you can see, a lot of this is simply dual overload ultra rares that we've been pulling. We've almost got 2 sets of MSTs. Not that that's a good thing. There are much better cards we reckon we should be pulling. There's our trap cards. And then I have our extra deck monsters in the back of the binder. We are pulling a good range of the extra deck monsters. Oh. No Anaconda and no Halifibrax, but there's 2 spots in the binder just waiting for them. our fusion monsters, our synchro, including our gorgeous ultimate rare Ignis the Draco Slayer, and our Exceed monsters. I think we have one ritual monster on this page. That's it so far. 8 weeks. It's not looking too bad. We're getting quite a healthy collection going. I have filled up a mega tin with the commons as well. I won't take you through that, but that's it. The tournament this week was another 4-round tournament at the Dark Magician. Only being the second week back into physical play, some of the big guns still didn't come out to play. They were maybe playing in tournaments elsewhere or still a little bit too scared to come out of their caves to actually play some physical cards. The 4 rounds were quite interesting. In the first round I played Jeff, and he pilots Salomon Greats, and he's actually quite a good pilot. He's been playing the deck pretty much since it was released and has only got better with the new support that has been released as well. Unfortunately, we did lose 2-0 in that round, and I really didn't stand a chance winning that match. I found out that without any sort of hand traps to stifle his first turn, he was able to set up a pretty scary board first turn, and there wasn't a lot that I could do. I opted to go first in the second game, but bricked kind of hard and was able to basically T-set and pass turn without having much of a follow-up play. I was able to super poly one of his monsters for a Grister, use Grister's effect, but after that he kept playing through the interruptions and I wasn't able to do much. So the first round we went down 2-0. The second round, lo and behold, we came again up against a Salomon Great deck. Caleb, another good player of the Salomon Great, ran a different kind of strategy to Jeffrey, but it was still too much. He took the game out 2-0. Using the transcode talker and the update jammer play, he was able to just destroy me with all of the damage that he could put on board, and there wasn't a lot that I could do. So that left me with rounds 3 and 4 to try and come back a little bit. Round 3 was up against a mirror match. We played the Shaddoll Invoked, and I was actually able to come out with the win. The person playing that deck wasn't the greatest or most experienced Shaddoll Invoked player, and there were some suboptimal cards in his deck that he was running. I used that to my advantage. I took advantage of running triple super poly in the deck and absolutely obliterated his board a couple of times using both of his monsters to fuse into something of my own. It did go to the distance in regards to time, but I was able to attack for the win in both games. Was quite happy with the deck operated. I was getting a little bit luckier with the opening hands, and it was quite a good duel. Cameron and I did some good trading afterwards, so thank you very much for those trades, Cameron, and I am hoping you're watching the video. The last round was up against a good mate, Ben. He was trying to play Draco after the diagram got hit to 1. He will be looking for some added support to the deck. Hopefully Dynamite Knight will come back to 3 in the upcoming ban list. It was a pretty good game. I like playing up against Ben. He doesn't take things too seriously, but he is quite a good player. I was able to come out with the win in this one as well, just being able to destroy a little bit of his back row and then just dominate the game from there. Again, in this one, I was able to get quite a few monsters on board at a time, go into a couple of combo plays, and of course, win the game. The way the deck performed was quite interesting. The bricky hands that we saw in the first couple of matches were quite unusual. Over the last few weeks, we have been seeing some better hands, but it does go to show that I still think there may be too many monsters or some suboptimal monsters. I might have to try and find some sort of first opening hand calculator on the internet to try and see what some of our optimal hands are going to look like and whether or not we are better off running more than 40 cards in the deck. A lot of decks out there these days are quite optimal, running up to 45 or 46 cards depending on what kind of cards they need to open up and what their extenders look like. Talking about extenders, I still know that I need to find some more for the deck. I still need to pick up that hat tricker. An extra special summon and an extra body on board is going to make going into the Union Carrier play a lot easier. Maybe the Predaplant engine is something that I need to look at picking up, and I know I can get it quite easily with one of the sets that it came out in, having all of the combo pieces. Speaking of Predaplants, we still are going to be hunting down Verte Anaconda. Being able to get those two monsters on board early, going into that Anaconda, sending Shaddoll Fusion and using Shaddoll Fusion's effect to send monsters from the deck to the graveyard just to get another fusion monster on board is going to be our best line of play moving forward. I really need to utilize that kind of play to then have some follow-up plays afterwards to make sure that we're being competitive. All in all, we did okay. Because I didn't have the rig, I didn't film my pack openings, but in saying that, I didn't pull anything noteworthy either. I think I got an OTS 7 pack and pulled a Spiral Tough as the holo and a couple of junk commons. Out of the Eternity Code pack that we got, it was pretty much, I think, a Burning Draw, which will be good in my Inferno deck, but not good for the deck we are running with the Shaddolls. That's about it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Please stick around for episode 9, and I promise that I will remember to take my filming gear so you can see the live duels next week. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like the video, subscribe, and consider sharing the video with a friend if you think they might like to watch it. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.